What's up, everybody? Adam here. I just want to take some time out today just to talk about depression and anxiety. It's a topic that a lot of people don't feel comfortable with, especially if you're male, because we feel that, we're alpha. We can't, we don't let anything get to us. A lot of people, when you say you have depression, they just say, well, you just got to ignore it, get over it, think about something else. As much as I'd love to say that's how to get rid of it or ignore it, it's not that easy. It's just not. Me personally, I have anxiety and depression, so when I'm depressed, I don't want to do anything. It's like you're just stuck in a rut that you're not going to get out of. And then when you finally do eventually get out of it, my depression usually lasts 2 to 5 days, I'd say. And then once you finally do get out of that, for me anyway, you start having anxiety about when you're going to fall into depression again. And that anxiety brings back your depression. So it's just like a never-ending spiral down, It's just, you finally find that little shed of light, and then something happens, or your mind takes you back to whatever makes you depressed for no reason. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It just happens. So, people say just get over it. It's not that easy. Me personally, I find what helps is going on YouTube and just watching some of my favorite YouTubers I'm subscribed to, like Dashi or Bay Area Bugs or something like that. Something that makes me laugh, to maybe suppress it for those 20 to 30 minutes, however long the videos are. But that doesn't work all the time either. It's a constant battle every day fighting this, and I wish people would understand that. But it does make us stronger, believe it or not. You wake up with, having to fight every day, fighting your depression. And it does make you stronger. It does. You just got to know that people with depression don't want to be depressed, obviously. So it's very hard for them to want to be sociable and want to get out and do things, because it's just like this dark cloud over their head that won't leave, And there's constantly waking up. Like me, a lot of times I wake up and just for no rhyme or reason, I'm already depressed, I already have anxiety, and just I don't want to do anything. And mine, not lately, thank God, but in the past, my depression and anxiety gets so bad that I have panic attacks. So that in and itself is scary, because you don't know, you feel like you're gonna die, honestly. Your heart starts racing, you start sweating, you just become very emotional, you don't know what to do. So I'm just trying to shed a little light. That's what this video is about. Is if you know somebody that's depressed, just be there for them, because whether we want to admit it or not, talking about it does help. And we always need somebody there to be that ear, that shoulder to cry on, just be there for somebody that's depressed. Because if they don't have somebody, usually what follows next is suicide. And for somebody that's depressed like me, I try not to have those thoughts. Suicide isn't the answer. I maybe thought about once or twice when I, probably a year into my depression, I just got tired of it. And that's probably I think I started getting anxiety and depression with panic attacks when I was 15, 16, somewhere there, because what started mine was caffeine. I drink so much caffeine, like energy drinks, that I ended up having a heart attack at a hockey game one night when I was a teenager. And ever since then, like say for instance, if I do go back to a hockey game, it brings up those feelings of, or that time that I was there, that happened to me, and it just brings anxiety on me, and then depression, and but you gotta try to find your triggers and try to stay away from them the best you can until you can try to ignore it, but Are you kidding? You're not ignoring it. It's there. Now, depression and anxiety, sometimes they travel alone, sometimes they travel together. The both of them is an asshole. It just sucks. It sucks having it. And unfortunately for me, I get both, and it's just a double-edged sword. So again, I know suicide looks to be the answer in most cases, but it's not. Because then you gotta think about, okay, that person just killed themselves. Now they're putting their loved ones do the same thing they went through. Now they have anxiety. Now they have depression. And just always be there to talk to someone, because you could be saving their life. Talking does help, like I've said. I think, me personally, males have a harder time talking about this because, like I said, they're supposed to be the quote-unquote breadwinner. They're supposed to be the one providing, and they don't want to admit depression because it makes them look weak. It makes them, it doesn't hold up to the standard of what we're supposed to be. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Everyone has some sort of depression, whether it's as severe as mine or someone who's thinking about suicide, but it's really hard to ignore. You just can't ignore something like that when you have, you don't have to do anything. You can just wake up one morning, you're just depressed, and anxiety is just kicking your ass all day for no reason. But the most important thing is to be there for someone, because that's all anyone could ever ask for. I see people all the time, like people getting bullied for their depressions. That's why. Knowing that they're depressed and they have anxiety, why take it upon yourself to make them feel worse? It makes no sense. What if you made fun of them so much about their depression that they go kill themselves? How would that make you feel? You probably just pushed them over the edge and killed themselves. I wouldn't want to have that on my conscience. It's just, it is a mental health issue that unfortunately a lot of us have to fight through. Why give us something for anxiety or depression that gives us more anxiety and depression and makes us want to kill ourselves? What is that doing? No. I personally found some help in smoking, CBD oil or vaping, whatever. That does help. It takes the edge off, only temporarily. It does put me more at ease when I have these feelings. But you gotta find your own method that works. If you're not against it, try it. Try the CBD, try the marijuana, whatever you're comfortable with. Sometimes I don't even have to do that. Sometimes I can just, like I said, go on YouTube and find somebody that I like and just watch them for a few hours, because Lord knows I do that a lot. I've actually tried talking. I've talked to a therapist before, and they want to diagnose me with it, crippling depression. And it's like, why? Just so you can keep your finger on me and give me drugs and then try to... That's how I always feel like. It's like they just try to dope you up to get their money. It sucks, it does. I don't know why people think that we make this stuff up or just want to do it for attention. It's beyond me. Trust me. When you're depressed and you have anxiety, the last thing you want is attention. You just need to talk to somebody. And not for attention. People get that, you just want attention, that's why you want to talk about it. No, that's not it. It just helps me explain to you what I'm feeling, what I'm going through. I think if people did more research into it and studied it more, they would understand and not just shoot their mouth off thinking it's all in our head and then we want attention. And I would... If you have depression, you usually have it for a very long time, if not for life. And if you want to compare it to an addiction, I guess you can. Say someone's addicted to heroin or alcohol. How easy would that be for you just to give it up right then, cold turkey? I'd say more than half of you couldn't do it. That's just kind of like how depression is, except it doesn't go away. Waking up with a dark cloud over you, nothing feels like it can go right, life will never get better. It's just constantly there. And it hurts, it sucks, it really does. You want to do things with family, friends, and you just don't have the motivation to do it because this depression, anxiety just sucks the life out of you. And then people look at you like, well, you don't care about us, or we don't want to be your friend anymore. That's not the case. Honestly, I wouldn't wish depression and anxiety on my worst enemy. But if those people could have that just for a day, they would understand, I think. And they would know that it's seriously a fight every single day. And it is what it is, you know? You just can't, oh, I'm depressed, okay, done. I'm not depressed anymore. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. You can try to convince yourself that it does, but who are you trying to fool? You know, it's not gonna go away. It just isn't. So, that's my rambling about it. I will leave the suicide number, the hotline, in this video. There are people that care. There are people that will talk to you, that will listen. Just know that you're not alone. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here. You can find me on Facebook. You can comment on my videos. You can Twitter, you know. My Twitter handle's in the description. Well, just know that you're not alone. I'm here. Millions of other people are here. Try to find a support group if you want on Facebook or anything. Honestly, as far as therapists go, doctors talking to them about it, I don't think that helps. All they want is money, obviously. That's what they get paid to do, is to listen. And then they just try to diagnose you with something just to get more money. I don't go down that route. If you honestly think that's what's going to help you, then by all means go for it. But from experience, it didn't do me any good. And especially when they too think that it's all in your head and that we're seeking attention. No. The lady I had to talk to was just a bitch, and she didn't care. She was just there getting a check. And it sucks that there's people out there that are like that you actually need their help, you know, to somebody to listen to. But that's the world we live in, unfortunately. I fight every day with it. Fight it. Some days are better than others. Some days I don't want to get out of bed. But just keep fighting the fight. You will become stronger because of it. Don't listen to people who are thinking that you're doing this for attention when you know in your own mind what's going on. Don't worry. Don't lose sleep over the opinions of what others think about your depression. It's just not worth it. I think now in a world that we're living in where it seems like it's just chaos and everyone's hostile and getting butthurt over every little thing out there. And there's like mental health issues that need to be focused on as well, not just gun laws. I know that's probably going to be a touchy subject, but the guns aren't going out killing people. It's the people with the gun that have the mental health issues. Why don't we focus on those people first before banning an inanimate object? So I hope this helped some of you out there. I hope you made it this far. Again, I'll leave the suicide prevention hotline number at the end of the video, or maybe somewhere on the bottom of the screen. But again, you're not alone. I'm here. Family's always there. Friends, support groups. You'll be surprised just talking about it, what that can do. So, thanks for taking the time. I'll have more videos. I think I got 1 or 2 left of gameplay coming up this week. Just know someone out there cares. And I know you're not doing it for attention. So, love you guys. Later.